Are you sure about that? Oh! Don't tell me it has been like that all the time. Please tell me I accidentally pushed something. Okay, let's start from scratch. I've just been talking to people to try and get to know them. So, hey wolves, welcome back to Vampyr. So I've been talking to people trying to get to know them inside the hospital.
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick
And apparently
should not be
had
butchered to
something
test
to
an
do
unproven procedure.
with the screen.
I really hope you're right about this, Dr. Ackroyd. I'm trusting your judgment on this.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reid. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
I think I accidentally told him to go ahead and use his method.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
That sounds like a good plan. Okay.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
No reason to
I don't see any
my
reason
actions.
why I should justify my actions to you.
That's true, Dr. Reid. The only judge has to be yourself. The question is, are you judging yourself hard enough?
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
So I started out this stream running around trying to heal that patient we tried to heal last time. Didn't work. I started talking to people and apparently had OBS on some wrong settings. So I apologize for all the blackness in the beginning. If I sound weird and make weird noises, it's because my throat is a bit sore after a whole day of recording. So I don't hope that is annoying for anybody. Let's continue this.
Dr. Reid, may I help you?
General question.
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane? I've been out of touch since I've come back to England.
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control, at least in Britain.
It seemed to be for a while, but that was only last summer. It returned with a vengeance just over a month ago.
What can you tell me about our patients here at Pembroke?
This hospital was founded to help the East End poor and needy. But since the war and the quarantine, we've had all manner of folk.
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans, the elderly, dock workers. We even have a few mental patients. If there's space, we take them.
Good thing to know. Back. Personal.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
What about medical protocols?
Dr. Reid, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
So I'm pretty sure she's the one that gave us the quest last time. Where are the... So it's in here. I don't know how to cure this person.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
I want to give him medicine, I don't know how. You still won't tell me anything. I've said everything I can. Why are you standing up? You're normally sitting.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Go back, sit down, something.
Falling apart. But in the circumstances,
good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
See, personal questions. I have done everything I can.
I have to go now, sir.
But I have the medicine.
Don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
So I just need to figure out how to give him that. So we have a rat in the hospital where we have to talk to that person. Is that everything we have left to do? Missing ingredients. I have to track. Have to track. So let's start with that. So merchant, it should be this way around the hospital. That just don't give any. Yeah, just have to continue a little longer. But this is just a front, so the merchant is that the wrong merchant? That's a hideout. If to remove. Missing ingredients is all the way down here. Can I? How was it that I removed that? Raise marker, place marker, center map, zooming out, back. Okay, so continue down this way over that bridge. Stasis, healthy. Ooh.
Go back home, idiot!
That's people I
Don't
can
come
kill.
closer, sir. Did you hear? There's one of them! Watch yourselves! What's happening?
I don't remember how to. So I killed 2, but there's no loot. Yeah, I have no problem with fire. I have a problem with missing loot. There. Could use a lot more loot. So we did see another vampire at some point.
It's locked, all right.
That could do this, but over a lot.
It's
of
locked.
Distance. So, ooh. Nice. I thought there would be a nice reason to go down here. No, not any new weapons or skills. I spent some time in 11. You're a little high. Ouch. Talking in the hospital and realizing that I had made some mistakes with the stream, so there was no image. Then I added the image, and then you got on, more or less. Ooh. There was the new weapon.
This is an impressive knife. There's a name engraved on the metal. Clay. What kind of man puts his name on a knife?
The inventor, the smith, somebody. So I guess this is a side mission thingy. To have the fall citizen quest. So this is the one we're doing right now. Okay. So I don't have the quest at this point. But the knife is not in here. Well, maybe it's something we can demolish when we get to that point next time. There's something there. Yes, your king needs you. You're a vampire now. Go and help the war. Map. So back to the bridge, over the bridge. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw something shining here. Maybe not. Yep. This is the right way. Your nickname is on it. I don't remember how to use my teeth. First we drink a little, then we try to kill you. Apparently these people know about vampires. Is there any more loot? I don't think so. Oh, what's that? Well, let's get over the bridge then. Yep, that's the right bridge. Nice stuff. Seriously, it's London forever ago.
Back in the grave.
So let's loot all of this. dead inside. Map. It is here. Somewhere. Can I cannot go in here where it says dead inside. Level 14. Oh my god. Did that one just take around half my life? Did I see it wrong, or did that seriously take half my life? Oh. So those two back so we can get some. Ouch. That was one. That was two. Okay. Those on the bridge are back. Go in here. Still only have those three. Didn't we learn a shadow attack? This is me. Oh, that one is shadow and that one is blood. So let's go in here and take a little look. Yeah, it did take a lot of health. You are immune to shadow. And you are immune to shadow. Let's take you. It's level 16! Stop that. That one. Can you please eat from it? Kill it. Oh, it has the same ability as that boss we killed last time. Damn it. Or was it C to get that? No, T! It is a boss. Okay. That boss is level 16. Oh my god. Weapons. 160 damage. How was their shooting damage? Not this way, this way. He's not immune to being shot. Very expensive in stamina. Character. This one. Let's try that. Yeah. Yeah, double the level I am. I do think we might need to do another quest first. Because that is simply... Oh, wrong way. You're not following me, are you? Nope, nope. I would like my weapon back. So I could try to... What is it? No, it's not G. How was it I switched weapon? C. So this one is... I don't have a stun weapon when I do this.
Crush that!
So... Oh. Thank you. Ouch. So it's hard to get to.
Back in the grave.
There's a way you can block with this weapon, but I forgot what, how. Ouch. Well, at some point it will work. I didn't realize I would die there. But, oh my god, there have been a lot of deaths in this episode. Inventory. Yeah, back to normal. Not that way, this way. Kill these two one more time.
Leave spotted! Watch out, boys!
So as you can see, it's not really a big problem killing. Okay, I talked too early apparently. Don't know who threw that smoke at me. Oh, that's him. Hey, please. I don't know why a vampire needs an axe, but apparently you do. Let's see, what else can we find in this area of the city now that we're here? Some money. We can find coal. Ooh. So this one is unlocked.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reid, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Well, you can try.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
And what if I...
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to
all of
us.
the blood?
We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Okay. So I unlocked something, but apparently not.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Mr. Dixby. Yes, he's the true leader of the gang. So he has blah blah 4. And I have mesmerized level 1. But it's the ducks. And here's the pillar. 4 question marks 3 3 1. But he has fatigue as well. And the hospital, he has fatigue. He's a 2, she's a 4, he's a 6. I don't remember how to use mesmerize, but we cannot use it on him. Well, let's open this. We know now that it goes to the docks. the blood. No, the one I pointed to is not the boss. He's the pillar. There's like this central figure in each district. Let's see, where's the districts? Is it over here? So this one, pillar. And in this district it's him, and this one it's her. I don't know what the difference is on these two. Oh, that's a chapel. So the leader in that chapel is the nurse, Dorothy Crane. And in the hospital is the Swansea, and there's another district. And I've heard they work on a DLC for this already. This apparently has been really popular. Citizens are safe. Careful, the endangered citizen may not survive the next night. Go check on him. No idea what you're talking about. No. Oh,
this is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Oh. Checked in some language. I don't know what it was that came up with careful, somebody might not survive. $19? We definitely need more levels. So that... Come on. That... Why would you not... Don't ask me why we did such a good job last time and have so many problems this time. I just want to get back to the hospital. First of all, not that. I would like, not you, you, focus that. Throw that.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Die. Take my blood. Now you can die. We keep killing stuff that is a lot higher level than us, but we only get like 10 experience. Take some of the blood. Let's try to go this way.
It's a knee! Kill it!
also only damage them if I'm drinking off them.
Fuck his fast!
There. So there's a lot of blood trails. Oh, alright. So hospitals should be this way, I think. So let's try to do the main quest. I like that these information is actually they've taken copies of things they put around this city of London in this time period. One of these two buildings I'm pretty sure is the hospital. I think it's no, the other one. Well, I just talked to a random person inside here and got a quest that I thought, well, why not?
It's locked, all right.
Okay. Go and talk to this person. You have to enter this room. Nah.
It's locked.
Talk to Edgar Swan.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body. Biology's penultimate frontier.
After they finish talking, Rito.
The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Okay, before we continue this conversation, I did not see that after the level up part. Didn't think about it. I've heard two rumors. One of them is that he's traveling back to the front, trying to help there. Which seems weird. The other one is that it's another time period. After this storyline, so in the future, he will not look different, but the city look different. And it will be under the... what is it? The smog thingy they had in London. Early days of... what is it? She's called Elizabeth II. early days of her reign. But also that I feel, yeah, I'm not sure. So this is First World War. I believe that her father, or maybe it was her grandfather, and her father was Second World War. I do not remember exactly. Yeah, so you're in a more modern era. Apparently he has traveled a lot under different names, so he looks the same, and he returns again to England to help under this smug thingy. But the reason I'm not sure about it is because it was, what, a week with smog over England, killed some people, and people got really ill. And it was this weird weather phenomenon where all the smog from factories and houses and stuff like that, from burning coal, couldn't escape. So like a little vortex thingy holding everything in place. There was no wind, nothing. And I know this era of history. I feel Elizabeth II is a very interesting person. Her first couple of years as a ruler, because her father died when she was so young. And him himself did not want to be a ruler, but since his older brother abdicated, he had to become the ruler. So he was never brought up to be the ruler. So she had a very hard first couple of years. So it could be fun and very interesting. But because the entire thing was so short, I have a hard time see them make a DLC about it. And a prequel, a DLC that is a prequel, or that he returns to the front to help there, just sounds like something you wouldn't do. Maybe make a prequel where you're not a vampire, but that would also ruin the entire thing. Oh, well, let's get back to this conversation.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Yeah, it might come true. And you're right, most DLCs aren't so long, but it's a very anticipated game. I'm so sad that I don't have a graphics card and a monitor that really can bring it to life. Of course, you as a viewer would never get that experience, but most people I have talked to about the game say it's shame to play it beneath 1440, 144 Hz, and you should play it on a 4K if you could. I have 1080p 60 frames per second, so, and my graphics card, you cannot see it, but up here I have frames per second. It's only 62. It's such a good game that it's only 62 frames. So even overclocking the monitor to 70 Hz wouldn't help me. Oh, no need to apologize.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Can I talk?
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
So there's so much talking in this
You
game.
mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
Must
I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Yeah, I've had a bad feeling about him since the beginning. He knows too much.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Okay, so we are not dying in the sun in this game.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a skal, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a skal?
A skal is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
How do skals come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Well, they keep attacking me, so I keep killing them.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Oh, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
But yeah, there's something off about him.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
There's not just something, there's a lot of things wrong with him. And I definitely need better weapons and levels, but I kinda need the experience. So in this game you gain experience by doing different stuff. And then you level up when you sleep. But last time we slept, we couldn't cure that person. Don't know if you remember. And I still don't know how to cure him. I could open the door today when I started the game, but I cannot cure him. Don't ask me why.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Not sure.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
That sounds more or less
I hope
like
you're
a
more
romance.
disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
True.
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reid. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Condition. I like the way they say condition. So we need to find her. I believe it's one of the nurses. So she should probably be in here somewhere.
A giant.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings within the hospital?
I don't have time for such nonsense, Doctor. I've work to do.
Blackmail is a serious matter, Nurse Hawkins.
Everything is serious around here, Dr. Reid. Starting with patients who need me.
Are you certain? You seem nervous.
If you have something in mind, just speak up, Doctor. Otherwise, stop breathing down my neck.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings
Oh, so that's just as
I don't have time for such nonsense, Doctor. I've work to do.
Yeah, but I need to know about my condition. It's like some kind of
Goodbye, Nurse.
mafia movie. I'll give you a condition. No, I'll give you a condition you can't refuse. Something like that. Not you. Oh, there.
What? What?
So
What
it was
is
not a
this?
nurse.
Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reid, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam.
Calm down.
I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Yeah. Doris Fletcher. I don't want to look at that again. I want to collect as much stuff as I can, so next time... Ooh. But she's a number 3, I can't even...
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Ooh, I want to steal those medicine. Hey, move! I need
Good
medicine.
evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Have you heard rumors of underhand dealings in the hospital?
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She knows everything. Especially what she shouldn't.
I have tried that.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
You got addicted.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
I can end your pain. You only told her there's nothing. Yeah.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Can I eat you?
Damn. The pain.
Too early.
It's here again.
Let's try this one.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reid.
Maybe she is one of the mental patients.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cottard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul. Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I like that he's a vampire and she's a mentally ill woman that believes she is a vampire, so she tries to explain to him how it is to be away. Oh my god. There's a joke there somewhere. I'm pretty sure.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Oh. Enemies?
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me, for I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reid. Blood is the only drug I need.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
I just realized something.
Activities.
I could press E with her. That's not that way. Yeah, we'll find the rest of the people. This way. Can I press E with you?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
Am I really so blind?
Okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Don't give medicine.
You're
Give
not
medicine.
a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail in this hospital?
No.
Can I ask you the personal question? No. No questions there.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Have you heard rumors of blackmail going on in this hospital?
Dr. Reid, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Of course not, Mrs. Goswick. I'm just curious.
Well, go be curious somewhere else, please.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Maybe you should get treated for being mentally unstable or something like that. I know there was one of the nurses that blackmailed. Oh, we had seen that before. Blackmailing her. What about you?
Good evening.
I'm looking for somebody that
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Bad things.
Have you heard
What's
any
of
talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
Why is everybody asking me
Goodbye,
to talk
Dr.
to her? Give me some info I can use to blackmail her to tell me what she knows or something. Because that would be ethical.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
You have something to do with it. You didn't tell me to go talk to that old lady. But nothing new. Questions.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Oh, it's 3 nurses we need to talk to. So let's find the nurses. You are a nurse.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Hadn't we talked to her?
Goodbye, Nurse
Hawkins.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Vampyr Hawkins.
Good evening,
we have
Dr.
to talk
Reid.
to her.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
Me? It's my job. Apparently.
Goodbye, nurse.
I thought I was a doctor surgeon thingy, but apparently I'm a crime scene investigator slash private detective slash vampire slash murderer slash protector of everything that is good in this world. More or less. I am also a drinker of blood. Where is... So we found 1 nurse. We still need to find 2. Is there any nurses up here? Nurse! I don't see any nurse up here. Blinky, blinky. Maybe I should make... Nah, we don't need healing while we're in here.
Time has lost its effect
Who are you?
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
I don't want to talk to you.
Goodbye,
Go away.
Nurse Hawkins.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good CV. Let's see.
I need my medicine.
Unknown. So we have an unknown out here.
Good evening,
Sounds
nurse.
like looks
I'm
like a
Dr.
nurse.
Jonathan Reid, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
It kind of was.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
You're lying.
How are things here?
Haven't talked to her
Good, to say
before,
the
so there's
least.
some talking.
We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, Nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nah.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
I'm not sure.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Hmm. There's no questions.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reid. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
If he is killing the patients, then I would say yeah.
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett's.
But I want to kill him now. Is that okay?
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
A strange man or a nurse getting a visit?
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Okay, we need to find Dorothy Crane. That's the first one that gave us a mission. Let's see if we can find her again.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Oh, that was Brannigan.
Goodbye, nurse.
I saw her from behind
Call me
and
if you
thought,
need
well,
assistance.
maybe. $46. 42. What is she doing down there? E-stop. Press V and activate your sense. If a citizen is behaving suspiciously, they heart will emit a distinctive glow. By looking at the citizens, you'll unlock a special interaction. Look for Dorothy Gray. Unknown Dorothy Gray. So I apparently have to stand here.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Okay, so she was in a boat and she didn't notice us walking through that gate and in here, or standing at that gate and listen to the little conversation. Ooh, you're level 5. damage quite a lot, even though it was only level 5. Don't know if we should go back. Get some healing. Oh, I have been down there. That was where we found this thing. Oh, wrong button. Let's try. What could possibly go wrong? Even though I am thinking about... What is the clock? Almost been going for 2 hours. I think we will end it here. Is there a save? I don't remember. I never remember if there's a save. Ah, no one. So I will end it here. I hope you enjoyed. I will do something weird. Oh, I forgot to update, so it's still saying stream 1. You there. Let's see. So we have some people we could raid just for fun. You're welcome, Rito. So, Rito, should we take Crowjack? Oh, let's turn it around. Fortnite, you know that will be Crowjack. Or Ark. Yeah, exactly. But we also have UK Granny Gamer. So the question is Morty, Dad, Crowjack. So I think... Okay, so Morty. So let me do it like this. This is going to be fun. There it's /Reid. There. Yeah, nobody is watching when I'm doing these streams. Maybe in the future, but right now there's not really any, so going into Crowjack, it seemed weird if I was doing that. They're in the same server. Okay.
There you go, all your tools.
There, Mr. Wolf is raiding me. Thanks for the raid, Wolf. How was your stream actually? You have been playing some